Bell to Bell, the Tuesday edition. We got tons to talk about.
Yes.
Coming from here from Vancouver. We're both in Vancouver. Welcome to
Oh,
this 10 a.m. time start. How are
yeah.
you
Oh my
feeling?
God. What a difference.
Yeah. um, uh, but we're here. We got tons to talk about. We're here for Jackpot City. You guys, if you haven't checked out the jackpotcity.com or the app and play some games, we'll be playing some games as we talk about some wrestling. You were out in WrestleCade. I was out in San Diego for Survivor
Yeah.
Series. There was a ton of wrestling that happened this past week. I didn't even get to talk about Dynamite at all with RV because we recorded right after
Uh-huh.
we recorded a day earlier or the day of Dynamite before the show
hmm
aired. But how are you doing, man? How was your weekend?
It was crazy. I left Toronto on Thursday and I just got back late last night. It was the busiest weekend of wrestling of my life, and I barely even was in the ring. I was just doing signings and stuff. So, yeah, it was great though. WrestleCade was super bumping and busy, and I did way better than I thought I would. So that's cool.
It's always shocking, right? Like, even when you like, because it's like a little bit of that imposter syndrome when you go somewhere and then you think, oh, nobody's gonna really care. I'll do it right, and then like a lot of
I
people
definitely,
recognize
yeah.
you. Yeah,
Yeah. Only
yeah,
like
yeah.
2.5 years into wrestling, and yeah, I just didn't think anyone would know who I am, but I did okay. I didn't do,
How? Sorry. Go ahead. What?
I mean, I didn't like, have lineups or anything, but I did okay. And it's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Yeah.
I mean, it was a crazy weekend to think about too. I'm like, there's so many people that were in San Diego for Survivor Series, and so many people that I know that were hanging out, and like obviously all of WWE's there. Then you go on social media, like, oh, there's this whole other thing happening in Salem, North Carolina,
Yes.
and all these wrestlers and people that I know are there too,
Yeah.
and there's
Lots of
shows and
shows
there's
all day long.
signings.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, One of the coolest clips I saw was you painting Godfather's face to be Papa Shango.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was
I was
cool.
just walking around doing my rounds, and I passed him and I waved at him, and I was going to come say hi, but I didn't want to bug him. And he was like, "Hey, come over here. Do you do your own makeup?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Do you want to do mine tomorrow morning?" And I was like, "Duh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course I do. Anytime you want, sir." So I went to bed early so I could get up at 8 a.m. to do his makeup. But yeah, he was cool. He's really cool and hilarious. And yeah,
Yeah.
he put me over and like did a bunch of posts for me and stuff. So
No, I just randomly was scrolling and I saw you and Papa Shango together. And I'm like, well, that's
yes.
cool. That's a
Yeah,
cool,
that
it's a
was
cool
pretty
situation.
cool.
Then later I saw the video of you actually doing the makeup, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, we got
Yeah.
to hang out a bit too after. He's cool.
No, he's good people.
Yeah.
He will get you messed up if you hang out with him for too long. Uh, but
Yeah.
he's good people. That all being said, yeah, it was a busy week of wrestling. I don't even know where to start. Like, I do want to recap Survivor Series. I think that's very
Yes.
important. But let's start at the very beginning. Did you watch any of Dynamite? It wasn't
I
anything
did.
too
I did.
spectacular. They started the Continental Classic. That's what kind of took up the most chunk of the show. Do you have any thoughts on like let me double check here like what
I watched up to the women's match, and I speckled a little bit after that. Saw some promos, looked at some highlights as well. Um, yeah.
yeah, it wasn't anything like for
It,
a post pay-per-view show. It was kind of, I think because of the tournament. I talked about this. I don't know if it was on this show or the other show. I'm like, I don't hate the tournament. I just hate that like everything feels like it goes on pause story wise when there is this tournament. Like Darby's passion to kill the Death Rider seems to have been put on pause because now he's in this tournament and like this
okay.
or that. But otherwise, like if the wrestling of it all was great. Just
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
progression of stories and whatnot was not so much for me. What do you say?
Yes, the matches were cool. I wasn't really super crazy about the women's match, the tag match. You watched that one?
Yeah. Were
The
you shocked at all that the Babes of Wrath advanced?
Not really. To be honest, my personal opinion, in terms of like working wise, I think I would rather watch them wrestle than the other two, the Sisters of Sin or whatever they
Yeah.
call themselves. Um, I just think, I mean, obviously Harley is super newer and a little green, but like I feel like so are the other two, and I feel like Willow carries Harley pretty well. Like Willow's a great wrestler; she's been doing it for a while, and she knows what she's doing in there. So I feel like you know I don't know. They're kind of more deserving in my opinion.
I agree with you in the terms of out of the four of them, Willow's probably the most seasoned and
Yeah.
been doing this the longest. And I mean, like, the thing that went viral from this match the most was Julia's moonsault, where she landed on her feet and then, improvised into an elbow. But that wasn't. I mean, who does a backflip just to hit an elbow? Uh,
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah.
so I get like, and that like if there was a glue in this match, it probably was Willow.
Yes.
Uh, I take offense to just the idea of like anyone that was actually a tag team for a long period of time. And Sky and Julia, whether they're great in the ring or not, have been teaming for like almost over a year now.
Okay. Yep.
Like even if Julia got hurt, so that kind of like, but even before that, they were a team, and you're introducing tag team titles, and the women that were teams for a very
Have cut out, sir. Good sir. It's this wacky panda, I tell you.
Yeah, I gotta try to figure out. I downloaded the actual like Riverside FM software for the computer, but then at the same time, what happened is now it says that like it doesn't work with the software that I'm on, so I might have to upgrade
No.
my software, which I'm gonna do after this, but it doesn't make sense because it says it works on all software versions of Mac,
Yeah.
iOS.
We'll figure it
I don't
out.
know, but we'll get back to that. But yeah, my whole thing is just like I don't, I don't know how I feel about uh, even like because at this point it seems like it's gonna be Mina and Tony against Willow and Harley, and it's two
Yep.
just like non-tag teams. I know in the past in WWE, I'm just gonna use them for an example because that's all I have right now. Like the first ever SmackDown tag champions, I think were like Kurt Angle and He Who Shall Not Be Named, and
Oh yeah.
they weren't a proper tag team, but at least they were up against guys like the Los Guerreros and people that were considered a proper tag team at that point.
Yes.
Edge and Ray were in there too, but I don't know. I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not like I shouldn't have used the word surprised. I'm not surprised by it either. It's just like just a little like wow, you had Julian Sky, you had Anna and Ty, you had Megan, and obviously unfortunately Penelope got hurt. But you had all these like actual somewhat tag teams that have been together on screen for a minute. And now
Is
a makeshift tag team's just gonna win the tag titles.
would Athena and Billy still a thing?
They are, but then Athena teamed with Mercedes.
Okay. That's confusing.
You get what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah.
Like, and I'm not saying that Mina and Tony don't have a history. They clearly do, but it's just not like. It just seems like everything is. When people complain that sometimes it feels like everything is built around making sure Tony and Mercedes gets on the show.
Exactly.
It feels that way a little bit.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I feel like all the women's tag teams aren't like super legit and they're all quite new and kind of like rushed and put together. It's like, oh, tag teams, let's just throw these girls together. But yeah, you're right. The Sisters of Sin, the Julia and Sky Blue, they have been together the longest, aside from Athena and Billy. But if Athena's working with Mercedes now, then I'm not sure.
No, they were just in the tournament together and got eliminated, and then they moved on apart. But it's just also like, why wouldn't you put Billy and Athena together? Why wouldn't you just put Mercedes or someone? I don't know. I don't. I'm gonna be fine with whoever wins. It doesn't like change anything for me. It's just like I just thought like at least the final should have an actual a team that was teaming for a while.
Yeah.
And I don't want to see Willow as a tag champion. I want to see Willow as a TBS champion.
I
a
agree.
World champion.
I agree. She might be being held back a little bit right now.
Yeah, like you're placating her with just the tag titles because she doesn't have the opportunity to go after the other ones because one's tied up with Mercedes 13 belts. Yeah. Like you just put the title on Chris. And that's a story that's already written though, her versus Chris. They were friends, not friends, tried to be friends. Yes. Like you know what I'm trying to say? Like that's what the story should be because who does Chris face next? She just finished up with Mercedes. What's next for Chris? Right? Like Willow would have been the perfect foil, but instead we're gonna put the tag titles on Willow, I don't know.
Yeah.
My 2 cents. It was cool to see Kevin Knight defeat Darby Allin. That was a big upset one that I didn't see coming. I'm a Kevin Knight fan, so I was down to see that. Mox won his Continental Classic match. Claudio won his against I forget who he wrestled again, but he won. I think it was against Orange Cassidy. The show opened with Kyle Fletcher versus Okada. Fletcher
Yes.
defeated Okada. So all
Saw
these
that.
matches are great. We're getting some surprising wins because it's a round robin tournament. People can win, and it's still worth something, but it doesn't take away from the other person. They're not really losing something. The Continental Classic has always been known for giving us some surprise wins. So my only beef with it is, and I'm gonna try to play a game again while I talk about this really quickly,
Mm-hmm.
is I like when you talk about a Kyle Fletcher and a Okada, for example. Instead of like building this up to be a match one day that we've never seen before, it's a match they've just given us on free TV now.
Right.
You know, that's my only, and I don't know if that's like old school mentality or something, but that's what this is how I feel. You know, is that like you're giving us matches that could be matches in the future for like a rivalry, and just giving them for us to us in this tournament, and then it's never gonna feel like a first time ever. Like who knows? Maybe a Kevin Knight versus Darby could have been a bigger deal in the future, but now it's like we've already had it here. But whatever, it is what it is.
Right.
How do you feel about the tournament so far?
I really only got to see the Okada and Fletcher match.
Yeah.
It was okay. It was cool. So who did Mox face?
He faced Mascara Dorado.
Okay.
CMLL. He was like the wild card CMLL person on the tournament.
Are you surprised that Kevin Knight went over against Darby?
I am just because
I'm surprised to hear that.
Because like I know it's a round robin tournament, you want to give people points and whatnot, but I feel like I don't know. I said this probably with RV on the one because we talked about AEW more. There's certain people I don't even think should be in this tournament. I don't think Darby should be in this tournament.
Okay.
I don't think Pac and Moxley should be in this tournament. It should probably be Wheeler and Daniel Garcia with Claudio. You know what I'm trying to say? Like,
okay,
there's certain people that have storylines and I thought motivations to accomplish other things that are in this tournament that don't necessarily need to be in this tournament. And
right.
they're going to take some L's that are unwarranted or unnecessary.
Right.
Like, there could be a play where it's like, oh, tell me if I cut out again. But there should be a play if like, I mean, there might be a play where like Mox keeps losing and Pac keeps winning his matches or something to the point where like there's an internal struggle in the Death Riders within. But it's just like,
I don't know if it's gonna go that deep. I don't know if that's where the thoughts lie. But I feel like they're kind of just booking whoever is over that people want to see. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it's following any kind of storyline for this Continental Classic right now.
Yeah, and like, where's Kyle O'Reilly? Where's other people that probably should have been in here that aren't?
Yes.
Over people that, like, I don't know. Like, I would have rather had Kyle O'Reilly in this tournament and not Darby.
Okay, yeah.
The progression that Kyle had. Because even if Kyle lost matches, one match, it doesn't hurt him. But then if Kyle went on to the finals, okay, now I just got $150. But if Kyle makes it to the finals, at least you're still progressing based off of what we've already seen from him. In terms of like the wins and the push he was kind of getting.
That would make sense.
You know, like Darby should still like want to take down the Death Riders. It's okay, I want to take down the Death Riders. I'm going to be fighting you guys until the day I stop breathing. And then it's just like, okay, but we're going to pause and I'm going to be in this tournament.
Right. Yeah.
It's just,
I agree with Kyle Fletcher. He definitely deserves to be in the tournament.
No, Kyle O'Reilly, yeah. And Fletcher and then...
Kyle O'Reilly, yes.
And then you have the whole Don Callis drama and like... You know, Okada's in this tournament, Takashi, like, you know, Kyle Fletcher's in there. It's just like, I don't know.
I know.
It's not, for me, personally, not the greatest TV. Not something I can really invest in. And I feel the same, and I kind of feel the same way about, and it's not even this company, I feel the same way about John Cena's last match having a tournament. Like, it hasn't
really
been, like, the matches on Raw this week were really good, but also at the same time, it's just like, I haven't been, like, that invested. Like,
okay. I've definitely been more invested in that than I have in anything in AEW, which is uncommon for me because I'm usually more of an AEW watcher. But I'm definitely a little invested in the Cena story.
No, I'm investing in that. Like, they got me to a point now where I am kind of conflicted. I'm like, I kind of want it to be LA Knight. I don't want it to be Gunther. I think LA Knight deserves that. And
I think, LA Knight would be definitely a much more exciting match, I feel like.
Yeah.
And also, yeah, I just think he's more deserving. I think he's been just working his ass off and not really getting much out of it.
And if LA Knight is the one to beat Gunther to go face Cena, you already have something boiling up for Gunther after Saturday night's main event where maybe he's angry at LA Knight. then you have
Exactly.
an LA Knight Gunther feud, which is like at least he's feuding a former world champion. They can maybe have like 2 or 3 matches before they move on. Like I don't see anything wrong with Gunther versus LA Knight either. Following that, anyways, that's that. Last thing about AEW, and we'll move on to a couple of things I want to pinpoint about SmackDown.
Yeah.
Is I don't know if I really like enjoyed their follow up to Swerve's return. Like Joe came out there, cut the promo, Hook was
Yeah.
back with them, and then kind of Hangman and Swerve ran them out of their
Yeah.
with chains and whatnot. It's just
That
like,
was weird.
and it didn't kick off the show. They didn't save it for the end of the show. It was
No,
kind of
I
just placed
know.
in the like if you know if you're gonna address that storyline, it should be at the beginning or it should be at the end.
I
And
agree.
I get the whole top of the hour thing, but it just felt like when you have tournament matches, there's a chance that people are gonna tune out when there's a tournament match
Yeah.
because like
I didn't
unless
really
it's the finals.
understand.
But yeah.
I didn't really understand the point. They just like beat up a bunch of extras and then chain some people up and then to the next segment. But yeah, I agree. They kind of put it in a weird. I noticed that a lot with AEW is like they kind of like how they plan where things go is doesn't always make sense.
Yeah, I've said that for a really.
Main
I feel like
events,
I've been saying
especially.
that since like 2020. I'm like,
Yeah,
they do a lot of good stuff on this show,
they
but the
do.
way they format it and like
Yeah.
what comes when is kind of not like the best all the time.
Oh yeah.
Like there's some things that should happen at the end of the show that don't happen. There's some things that happen at the beginning that shouldn't. I know like there's that old school mentality with like the real old timers that like were like calling and working in the business in like the 1980s and 70s and stuff with like, well, you should always start with the match. I know people hate the whole I just want $375. But
Jeez.
it's so funny because I went all the way down to like $7,000 and I'm still back and I'm back up to 943. But anyways,
Yahoo!
but like
Mm.
the idea that like, and I also know like we went through a really long time where it's like we got really annoyed of like 20-minute Triple H monologues at the opening of every Monday Night Raw. But I do feel like when warranted, like this probably should have opened the show. Or if people are really into it, you wait till the end of the show and you keep saying it's coming. It's gonna be at the end of the show. We're gonna see Swerve's big return or something, or like
Yeah.
Samoa Joe's celebration where there's gonna be involvement with Swerve or something. And I feel like I don't know. It just fell flat. It just was in the middle of the show. Samoa Joe
Yeah.
came cut his promo, Hooks with them. These guys came out, beat up extras, and stood there with you. And it's just like
I think it would have been perfect to close the show out with that. So we have
yeah.
something to talk about.
Swerve and Hangman standing tall. Instead, they really closed the show with Claudio getting a W and a big brawl with everybody in the Continental Classic.
I know.
Like that didn't do anything for me. Like everyone in the match is fighting each other. Like they don't get me wrong, they did something very similar on Raw this week, but for some reason, like that's a whole different topic and why that worked. But like I don't know. I felt like the Joe thing should have either at least opened the show to get people hooked or end the show.
Yeah.
But that's about that.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's anything else I really got to say about Dynamite. How about yourself?
Not so much. I wasn't super blown away by that show.
Yeah, and after a pay-per-view, it just felt like it wasn't.
I mean, Survivor Series was amazing, fantastic. I was really invested, and I enjoyed the whole thing from beginning to end. All the vignettes in between, it was great. And then I watched Dynamite this morning, and
Yeah, and then Raw, like after
how can you
Survivor
follow
Series,
that?
Yeah. We're talking about WarGames, a couple of things I want to touch on SmackDown really quickly. It was a tape show because of Thanksgiving in the USA. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone that celebrated in America. I went down to San Diego on Thursday, Thanksgiving Day, and like everything was dead and closed, and there was nothing to do. So we ended up going to like Yard House that was thankfully open and ate and watched the football game and
That's cute.
took it easy. But like, went to Balboa Park, which is super cool too. If you go to San Diego, check it out. But yeah, it was Happy Thanksgiving everyone. It was a tape show. So I'm one of those people that had some of it spoiled for me before it happened, but I did like kind of skim through it and watch kind of what happened and had to put the results up, and there's a few things that stood out to me. First things first, Miz got the spot that Sheamus lost and still lost. He still did not win. He did not advance in the tournament. I believe he was defeated by LA Knight.
LA Knight, yeah.
Who we found out later on Monday advanced to the finals.
Yep.
But it was cool for Miz to get a second chance. Should have been R-Truth, maybe.
Yeah. That would have been more entertaining.
Yeah, but that was that. There was a big traditional Survivor Series match in the main event with the MFTs against Sammy, Ray Phoenix, Motor City Machine Guns. Sorry, music started playing off my phone, and whatnot. And then the Wyatt Six attacked the MFTs. I don't know what they're doing with the Wyatt Six.
Yeah.
It seems like we're leading into a big brawl with the MFTs. At one point, I thought that was going to be the WarGames match. I don't know what's happening.
And they still have no matches booked.
No. And
No,
they're
they're
the
just
tag
doing the run
champions.
in and being like spookies and then run off and then that's it. And then you don't see them again for 2 weeks.
They're the tag champions. Tama Tonga keeps teasing going after Ilya. But there's no, and then they just keep attacking the MFTs. Like, obviously, maybe this is a battle of like, who runs Supreme on SmackDown, but I don't believe any of them do. The difference, here, I'll give a perfect example, all within WWE, is the difference is on Raw, when Liv Morgan says the Judgment Day is back in bed and everyone, we're going to run everything.
Yeah.
You can believe that a little bit because the Judgment Day at one point had all the belts and ran everything.
Yes. Yeah, they did.
And they have men and women that can get involved in anything. The men can be involved with the big title storylines or the Intercontinental or whatever, and the women can be involved in all the women's storylines. Where with the Wyatt Six and the MFTs, there's nothing that makes me believe either one of them runs SmackDown.
No.
So, I don't know.
Also, with the Judgment Day, like their characters and their personalities are so large, and everyone wants to see Liv. Everyone wants to see Dom on TV. Like we're so invested in their storyline that like everything else just kind of gets pushed to the back burner. For me, anyways.
Yeah, and it's I don't feel that way about Wyatt Six or MFTs. Like I mean, but they keep interacting every other week, and it's like, and then you see Solo like on Raw and a John Cena. This is why I say it gets weird with the tournaments. Then you see Solo and Raw in the John Cena tournament against believe it was Gunther, which they ended in. It also seems in a weird way they're trying to protect Solo because like, did he advance through Penta? Was that a work? Is Penta really hurt? Because
I think Penta's really hurt.
Okay, so I think they're probably gonna have Gunther just beat Penta, but they didn't want Gunther to just beat Solo.
Yeah.
Because Gunther beat Solo with a low blow, which is so like out of character.
Yeah, that was weird.
But Gunther, so I was like, obviously this wasn't the plan. The plan was probably gonna be Penta, and they were probably okay with Gunther just beating Penta, but they did not want Gunther to just beat Solo, so they had a really competitive match, and then Gunther hit Solo with a low blow to win it.
Yeah.
It was weird. I don't know. That's just mine. Whatever that is, and then also there's another one. Like, if you really wanted to beat Solo, why not get one of these Wyatt Six people to spook him or something and continue whatever's going on over there? Because there's no connection between what happened to him on Raw and what happened. You get what I'm trying to say? This is the problem with tournaments. It's like you lose grasp of everything else is going on. Like, LA Knight was so involved with Punk and Jey Uso prior to Survivor Series and this WarGames situation. And now he's just been in this tournament and wasn't even on a WarGames.
True, yeah. They kind of put,
we're supposed to just pretend that, like, he got over it. That's the problem with having random tournaments out of nowhere. And everyone stopped caring about what they care about because they're in a tournament. And this tournament's not even for a title. It's to wrestle John Cena for the last time.
Yeah, I know, right?
Like, oh my god, is John Cena the title? Like, I don't know.
He is the title, yes. Clearly.
2008 hating John Cena Justin's coming out right now because I think that's the silliest thing in the world. But yeah, I don't know. I want the Wyatt Six to be good. I want them to feel dominant. I also feel like Solo's crew never got its just due, and I want them to be dominant. So I don't know.
Maybe after the Cena thing, we'll start seeing more of the Wyatt Six and just figure out what's going on with all that. Hopefully.
I'm so intrigued how this company's going to be after the Cena retirement's over.
Yeah?
Okay, let me tell you something. Okay, I have a couple of annoyances with SmackDown, but let me give you one of my opinions that I have. I'm going to throw up a game on talk about this. Because I talked to a lot of people this weekend about Survivor Series. And I was there live in the crowd. So I will say, I think it was a great show from top to bottom. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it. I even, some people might be like, oh, I didn't really care for Nikki and Stephanie. We'll talk about it. I liked it. I enjoyed it.
It was great.
My whole thing is this, since we just talked about AEW, maybe this works a bit better. AEW does a lot, and they do a lot with their wrestling and trying to give you a bang for your buck in that sense. Well, I feel like right now, WWE is in a situation where even if the product's not that great or things fall underwhelming, because a lot of people felt like the main event, the men's WarGames match, was kind of underwhelming at the finish. And we'll talk about that too in a minute, but I just want to be like, do you also think that WWE right now is highly relying on their star power.
Yeah.
Like a
Yeah.
lot of it to me, when people were complaining about it, and that many comments like, "Oh, this felt underwhelming," or that, I'm like, "Oh, they're not doing a lot." I'm like, I think WWE right now is in a position where they know they have stars,
Yeah.
and they're just relying on the fact that they have star power. Like,
Okay. I'm really loving the storytelling in matches right now. I feel like I think the storytelling per match has elevated. You're cut out so bad right now. I don't know if it's the pirates or the wacky pandas, but
the storytelling is like a big part of it. Like it is like there's nuances to the storytelling. Am I back?
yes, you're back.
Okay.
Pixelated as hell, but you're there.
Yeah, we'll clear up. The nuances to the storytelling is actually like it's fully there. Don't get me wrong.
Yes.
It's just they don't have to like. Okay, let's wrap up SmackDown. I'm gonna come back to this. I'm actually gonna pause on this. We're gonna finish SmackDown because I have last couple of notes. Because then this is pretty much reviewing Survivor Series, and I feel like we should just get to that. One other thing that happened on the tape SmackDown is Zelina approached Damian Priest. Rhea showed up, said she needs to talk to him. I don't know how they're gonna play this out because Rhea's in this whole tag title mix thing with Rhea right now. But it seems like Rhea's kind of being like, "Hey, I'll help you against Zelina and Aleister if you need it."
Yeah.
And this goes back to what we're talking about storytelling. There's so many like crossovers and nuances and little things that they plant, even if it might not happen, they plant it to be like, we can go there if we want to.
Yeah.
How do you feel about that?
I think that's cool. I'd love to see that match between Rhea and Zelina. And does Damian and what's his face? Why am I brain person? Aleister, do they have a bit of a feud happening right now?
Well, Damian and Aleister have a feud going on. They've been attacking each other back and forth for weeks now. They've had matches. Zelina threw a fireball in Damian's face.
Right. Yeah, I didn't see that.
Aleister wrestled Cody, and then Damian interfered. Like they have their things, and it's really been like Damian up against the two of them. He hasn't had like any backup in terms of who's gonna handle Zelina. And I think Rhea offered those services, which is like, okay, I don't know when or how this is going to play out. I guess we have to wait till SmackDown this week to see if anything comes out of it. But is Rhea doing double duty? Is she Io's best friend and also Damian's best friend? Is she worried about just the tag titles? Is she over here helping? Like, is it going to be like Rhea moves to SmackDown type of situation, which would be weird? Are we in a draft soon? I don't know.
There is a draft soon. Interesting. They might move her.
Maybe. If there's a draft soon, then they might be. Otherwise, I'm just like, it's very, they planted seeds, and I don't know where it goes from here. And then lastly but not, like, I don't even know what I was trying to say, last but not least, I don't even know if I mean to say that either. I think I was trying to
whatever, man.
I think I was trying to use filler words to move to the next part.
Me too. Me too.
I'm tired. Chelsea got attacked by Jade in her celebration. So going back to what we talked about last week, it seems like we're still doing this Chelsea versus Jade thing.
Yeah, what's going on with that? Is that a match that's going to be booked for the future?
I guess so.
I would we were talking last time. I would like to see Chelsea take the title back, or take the title in general.
For Jade. Yeah, but I feel like Jade's gonna keep it. I really think they're trying to build towards Jade and Bianca for Mania.
Okay.
Because also with this all happening, for some reason, BFAB's still coming after Jade.
Okay.
And the only thing about that is like, you haven't beat anybody for me to believe that you're like even in contention for this belt. So.
Yeah.
No disrespect. I believe it more if Michin was coming after Jade than BFAB.
Oh, definitely. We don't need to see that match again.
Yeah, I don't.
That happened.
But maybe it's a situation where they want someone that like Jade can just kind of beat and it doesn't really hurt anybody. I don't know.
Right.
But that was SmackDown for me. That's the only things I took away from the taped episode of SmackDown was everything we talked about. We should get into Survivor Series.
Let's get into Survivor Series.
Before we get into Survivor Series, I want to take a little breather break from recaps. What were some of your highlights from WrestleCade? What are some of the people you met, some of the things you did that you kind of stood out to you?
What's funny is that I've met pretty much every legend and attempted to befriend all of the legends, like, Sabu and Mick and RVD. Those are my boys. But
Yeah.
the last one on my list was Jeff Hardy, because I've never met Jeff Hardy.
Okay.
And I'm such a Jeff Hardy mark that, like, I was like, you know what? We're not really supposed to, as the workers there, we're not really supposed to be in the crowd, but you better believe I was front row on the barricades, hanging out, reaching for Jeff.
Yeah.
In their tag match against the Rascals.
So that was Fourth Rope, right? Is that the show you attended?
Yeah. No, that wasn't a Fourth Rope one. That was
Okay.
shit. I can't remember what it was. They did wrestle on the Fourth Rope show as well, but this was on the Saturday. I think they wrestled that one on the Sunday, or sorry, the Friday. It was a different promotion. There were shows all day. I just knew they were wrestling, and I was like, "Boo!" And I booked it, and I hugged him. So that was my highlight. That was cool. And then of course The Godfather, but also just reconnecting. No. Are you there? Help. Damn. Okay. I don't know where Justin is, but that's okay. Yeah, the weekend was crazy. I got to work with my now tag partner, Lindsay Snow, who I have a faction with. Her and Sue Young. We call ourselves PWO. And we got these crazy jerseys made, and we got to like rep that shit. I got to get in the ring.
I'm back. I am sorry.
Okay. That's okay. I just kind of
You carried it. You carried it hard. I came back. You were still talking. That is great.
Yeah, it's fine.
This is true.
But I got in the ring for the first time since August.
Yeah.
And ran a little spot. I'm working with like Lindsay and Sue Young right now. We have a faction called PWO.
Yeah. What does PWO stand for?
Pussy World Order.
Wow.
Yeah, I know,
right? Whoa, that's intense. Okay.
It's intense.
Yeah.
We're intense.
Yeah.
So Sue couldn't make the weekend, but I was working with Lindsay, and she did like a 5-way at Ladies Night Out, the title match network show, which was amazing. We got the only chant of the show. Yeah. PWO, the only chant of the entire show. That includes Shotzi and Gigi. They didn't get our chant. So.
That's insane. How did it feel?
Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a takeaway.
How did it feel to be back in the ring?
Incredible, and I can't wait to actually wrestle. Yeah.
So for anyone that's never been to like a WrestleCade, why should they go? Like, why is it like why are conventions fun?
You can meet all your favorite wrestlers, from the indies to the legends. Raven was there doing autographs, Sandman, RVD, all your smaller indie guys, all your AEW people. Mina was there, Okada. Yeah.
Stacked. Like Sting was there. If you haven't, go see Sting by the end of this year. That's the last one doing Warpaint.
I didn't even get to see half the people I wanted to see. There was 3 different rooms. There was like the indie room, there was like the legends room, and then like just signed people room. And then there's shows all day. Like the shows start in the morning and go till late at night.
Which is crazy because that's not usually the case for some conventions. WrestleCon and WrestleCade seem to be one that have shows all throughout the weekend.
Yeah. And good ones too. Great matches, big matches. I really wanted to go to the Hills Have Eyes. I also want to be booked there so bad. So I really wanted to show face there, but the lineup to get in was through the entire convention center, around the block. And I'm like, you know what? I could probably just deke in because I'm a worker, but I'm not gonna even like this line is insane. Yeah. There's too many people. By the end of the night, I was so overstimulated that I was like, I'm just gonna not go.
Yeah, they've been popping off, and I'm happy for them. But it was kind of like that too. Even SummerSlam weekend, it was a Mania weekend. It was one of them where I was like, it was tough to like get in there, and even if with media, I was like, I don't know. We got in, it was fine, but they've been killing it. So shout out to Dizza and West Side Gun and the whole
Yeah.
crew and everybody working the Tavia and Flash and everybody that's part of that whole deal.
Yeah.
And they've been
Super
just
cool.
putting on cool shows. I just wish there was an easier way to watch them.
I know.
You know, and I think that's always been my thing with like smaller promotions and independent wrestling. Like maybe I'm just saying this as a biased wrestling fan that wants to watch wrestling sometimes.
Yeah.
Put your shows on YouTube.
Yeah.
Get them, film them, and put them on YouTube until they're popping off enough that maybe you could put it on a paywall or get an offer from a network. But give it that exposure. And you know, like most companies will put like a match here and there, but it's like if you're putting on a show, the stat card, big names. I'm sure, and I used to say this back in the day, actually, even here in the Independence in Vancouver, because you know, maybe you might not agree with me, but I was like, hey, because I don't know the logistics of it all, and I don't know how much they're getting paid from these companies. But I'd always be like, yo, like, why don't you guys just, like, put this stuff on YouTube instead of just like, oh, we're on some like independent wrestling streaming network, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Unless you're an independent wrestling fan, you're not signing up to no streaming network.
No,
So
I
why
know.
not-
And
yeah.
there's
That's
too
just
many
my
of
take.
them too. You don't want to be subscribed to a whole bunch of them. Just if everyone just used IWTV or whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
well, that's the
it's
one.
funny because
IWTV,
Defy
but
has their own channel too. They
yeah,
have their
but
own network.
Yeah, but it's just, that's what I mean. I get it. Like, if you're popular, like, make your income in as many ways as you can. But in terms of exposure, I'm like, you're best off getting free exposure on YouTube.
And then
Having
everyone else.
pay-per-views or a big event or something that's on
Yeah.
IWTV or something. You know
But
what I'm
then,
trying to say?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, GCW, Fourth Row, I guess Prestige, because some of the bigger indie companies, I guess they all use Triller.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Which
no,
I subscribe
Triller.
to. I don't subscribe to IWT anymore, or
But you
IWTV
see, like,
anymore.
I like don't just watch wrestling, so I got like Netflix and Apple and Disney
Yeah.
and all these Amazon and Crave. Because I got certain shows I got on certain things. Don't get me wrong, some of them I like switch and share. Like I'm pretty sure he's my cousin's Crave and he uses my Netflix. Don't get me wrong, that's all whatever. But I'm just saying, when I'm already paying for all this other stuff, I don't really want to pay to watch for more wrestling when there's already so much free wrestling. Does that make sense?
Yeah, of course.
And I'm not looking at it from a promoter standpoint. Like I understand why the promoters probably do it because it is another source of income and a way to make money and whatnot. But also it's just like I always look at it from the wrestler's perspective. Like you're bringing these people in and they're having bangers, and half your audience will never see it. They'll just see the clips and the videos online.
Yeah.
And how are these people ever really supposed to get over? I'll tell you this: I've seen him live. I've seen him wrestle. I know he's great. He's a big guy. Looks like Sid. That Bishop guy's cool. So a lot of people that don't know who he is because they don't have Triller.
Who?
They're not that.
Sorry, who?
That Bishop guy, the world champion, I think in fourth row.
Oh,
Josh
yeah.
Bishop? Yeah.
I thought Zilla was the champ.
Oh, maybe Zillers. I thought that dude beat him. I don't know. Maybe it was the other way around.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm trying to say? Like
Yeah.
most companies, and I don't know if Fourth Row does. I should probably check their YouTube. But most companies will like release a match on YouTube. Like here's this match, right? Or here's this, and that's cool. But I don't. I just think maybe even if it's like there's a match on Triller, a show on Triller, and the next one's not, or something like you need to like mix it up. Because why would anyone even go subscribe to Triller to watch it without ever seeing a show? Like,
Yeah.
I don't care who's on the card. Like you gotta like make me want to be invested in your show.
Yeah.
Once again, I'm a storyline character guy. I don't care if
Okay.
you book the Hardy
Yeah,
Boys
that's
50
true.
times.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna buy a show because the Hardy Boys are on it. What are they doing? Who are they?
I
feuding?
really don't think Fourth Rope has a real storyline right now. They might with
Yeah.
like the champ or something like that.
But I'm just using them as an example. This goes for all
Yeah.
independent companies, right?
Because I know
Because
in terms of the-
indie companies are known to plaster a poster somewhere with a big name
Yeah.
and get people to come, and that works on a local level to get people to come to your show and sell tickets that way for sure.
You
Without
mean
a
like
doubt.
this right here?
Yeah, but to get people to tune, but that's Mick Foley. Like that's a little bit different, right? He's
You
not
mean this
active,
shitty
and he's
show
a
I put
legend
on?
though. No, it was great,
Yeah.
and it has its own niche, right? Like it has a deathmatch wrestling niche. If someone's looking for deathmatch wrestling, they
Yeah.
will find that and seek it out. There's not really a niche to some of these independent companies. They're just another independent company, right? Like as much as Fourth Rope is a collision of hip hop and wrestling, there's still part of me that's like it's still a wrestling show to some people that don't care about hip hop.
Yeah.
So what is you know, I don't know. Maybe I'm talking in circles here.
No,
I just
that
feel
makes
like
sense. Yeah.
put more stuff out there for free.
Yeah, I agree.
And
Especially
if you
as
put things out there for free, it makes it easier for me to cover it.
yeah,
Don't
that
expect me to
is-
pay to watch it and then cover it. Like
Yeah. So like as an indie wrestler that isn't like, popping off or, whatever, I'm not a household name. So many of us, looking for bookings, promoters will just automatically go to YouTube to find our stuff. But like if a lot of the companies I've wrestled for won't. There's pretty much 365. I'm just saying in local Vancouver ones, like 365, WrestleCore, maybe somebody else, Boom or something. They'll throw that stuff up. But so many other companies I've worked, even bigger companies, aren't putting it up online. So when you're looking me up on YouTube, you're finding 3 matches that I've done, and it looks like I've done nothing.
And it's like I've actually heard that too on the flip side, because I feel like I have relationships. I have relationships. I have relationships with promoters and I have relationships with wrestlers. Yeah. And I've seen it from both sides. And one thing that always bothered me too is like I've actually had wrestlers come to me and like kind of vent about like they won't let me post my match. I thought I had a great match and they won't let me post it on YouTube.
Yes.
Because and it's just like, hey, like,
this
how do you expect these wrestlers to get noticed if they can't post their matches on YouTube? If they can't, because most of the time, if you hit up a Gabe Sapolsky for WWE or someone at AEW and you want to do actual, like, oh, send us some of your latest stuff, like, and if you don't have any latest stuff because you're not allowed to post it, it's kind of a double-edged sword because you want to get booked, you want to make money, but you also want to like be able to show the content and show the work that you're doing when you get booked, and it's like it's kind of unfair.
Of course. This happened to me early on. I posted, I won't say the promotion, but I posted a match local to Vancouver, and he messaged me and was like, you need to take this down immediately. And I was like, well, the only reason I put it up was because I'm trying to get bookings right now and I don't really have much and I really love this match. So, is that okay? And they're like, no, you have to take it down. And, you explain yourself. And I think like a lot of these promoters that were never workers, they don't understand how hard it is. There's a lot of competition. If I have a good match, I want that to be up and I want people to see that. Yeah. I don't want that to be hidden for what? I'm not really sure. So they can like sell it, like,
So they can get people to sign up to the streaming service to watch it. When it's like, I really like I'm talking about. I wish I could see numbers. I wish I knew the numbers so then I could like at least be like, okay, because I'm more than happy to bite my tongue and be like, okay, I was wrong. Maybe I have the wrong perspective, right? But I need to like I feel like you do better numbers on YouTube for free if you just put stuff out there. Agreed. I feel like you'll get more exposure. I feel like it benefits the company plus the talent, and I always care about the talent. If anyone, I'm like treat the talent with respect because they have the worst part of this. They have to wrestle. They could wrestle for you for the amount that you're paying them and get hurt and exclude them from future bookings. They need to put themselves out there. They need to get noticed. They're the ones driving and grinding from town to town. Half the time they get put in hotels in the worst part of town and like in the worst rooms at the worst, and they're okay with it because they want to get booked and get exposure. And they don't even like. I just have more sympathy and empathy for talent than I ever will for promoters. And I think promoters are great too, and like they give wrestlers a place to wrestle, and some of them are fantastic and treat the wrestlers great, and they got to struggle too, and they got to make their money and make ends meet. It's not easy putting a wrestling show together, but it's also like you can't put a wrestling show on without talent. So like that's where I feel like I have more sympathy for the talent because you can buy a ring, you can get a venue, but if you have no one wrestling on that show, you ain't got nothing. So like,
Oh, yeah. I could go on about that forever, the experiences I've had with promoters, and especially new ones that don't understand how it works and what we're putting ourselves through.
Because this just gives me, like, I want to watch more Fourth Row, but I feel like I don't have access to much, and I'm not paying for Triller. Because there's nothing else I want to watch on Triller. At least with WWE being on Netflix, there's other things I want to watch on Netflix.
Do you watch any GCW stuff?
I do watch GCW.
Okay. Because I know they're Triller, too.
And they're good at putting stuff out though, like the matches you want to see, this and that, and like, and the talent. There's ways to watch wrestling otherwise without paying for anything, but like, I also just had like I don't know. I feel like GCW is also at a point too where like they built a reputation that they can be behind a paywall where people already know about them enough that people will pay to watch it. Does that make sense? It's been like they got like 10 years, maybe longer, maybe I'm underestimating it, of like built reputation that I don't think other companies have yet. They might feel like they do, but it's like you should be free for a certain amount of time before you put yourself behind a paywall. It should work that way. You should be free and then put yourself behind a paywall, not put yourself behind a paywall right off the bat.
And let's face it, West Side's got enough money.
No, 100%. Yeah. And maybe it is working once again. Maybe I'll bite my words and the numbers are showing and the numbers are popping and everything's working out for them. But like,
Yeah.
I'm a marketing person in education and whatnot. I just see I'm looking at their page right now and like, there's no matches on here.
Like on their Instagram and stuff like that?
No, the
Yeah.
YouTube page. There's 26,000 subscribers.
Oh, yeah.
And there's not a single match.
Yeah, that's not good.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I know.
Like, what if you like shared that one Hardy's match and I could watch it? Then maybe like, okay, now I want to tune in.
Exactly.
Or what if there was like that one promo that MVP Smoke and does a cut? Smoke and Westside cut at the beginning of the show that like they put that on YouTube in full, and I'm like, oh no, I'm hyped. Now I want to see the rest of the show. Like, there's no. Like, the mystery part was fun at the beginning. Like, what's a mystery? Like, what is this? Da-da-da. That's gone. Now everyone kind of knows what it is.
Yeah.
What happens there? Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
No, I agree. That's a good point, and they should definitely.
Because I want to support. And honestly, if I could watch it easier, then I would cover it. I'd be like, this happened in this match, this happened in this match, but why? Yeah, I don't know. That's just my take. Anyways, that's my independent wrestling section right now.
Yeah.
We should talk about Survivor Series. Oh, my highlight of the weekend, since you didn't ask. I met Topanga.
Sorry.
I'm joking. I was going to get there. I met Topanga. That was the highlight of my weekend.
Ooh.
I'm a 90s kid that grew up on Boy Meets World, so that was a very fun moment for me. It was funny how it went down. I'll share the story really quickly. Like, we were walking out of the WWE Superstore, which I was like, you know, we should pop in there, we should check it out. Man, you know, my RV, who you guys know if you tune into these shows, also has 3 kids, so we went to get them stuff from there and want to buy some stuff for them. And we walked out, and I saw them walk by. I saw like her husband, her kids, and her walk by, and I kind of stopped for a second. I'm like, wait, is that her? Because like, you know, I could be wrong, like, you know, like, and or if he didn't know because he was like filming, I think Petco Stadium, like he's trying to get like a cool clip for the vlog, and I was like, yo, we gotta go back inside. And he's like, what do you mean? Like, we just like he bought something. We laughed, like we're physically outside, like it looks weird. I was like, no, we gotta go back inside. I am never tried to get a picture with a wrestler, tried to go overboard for anybody in a very long time. I'm like, no, I need to meet Topanga. Like, this is my child speaking. So like, we go in, and thankfully, like, I know her husband, like, to an extent. Like, he followed me, so like, there's that.
Yeah.
That was kind of like normal to it all.
Mm-hmm.
So we walked by him, like, hey, Jensen, and then like he was like, oh, hey, and he didn't recognize me off the back because I don't think we've ever like met each other, but like he followed me and we've talked, we've DM'd each other. And, I was like, Justin, Wrestling Classic, and he's like, oh my god, nice to meet you. Like, that's so cool to meet in person. He's like, yeah, my kids are crazy. They want to come here. We're gonna run into them. I'm like, yeah. So like everyone else is already running ahead of me. I'm like, still didn't meet Topanga. She ran up with her kids. I stopped Jensen. That was not the plan. Like that was not the main goal here. Like, I'm happy to meet Jensen, but I did not come here to meet Jensen Corp. I came here to meet Topanga.
Yeah.
So then I was like, okay. I'm like, RV, let's go, because we've already like been here for like an hour. We had a conversation with some other creators. We're kind of hanging out. So I was like, I know we can go around the other side where the photo ops are happening and get back into the store without looking like we're following them into the store, right? So we went around to the photo op area and then we walked into the store part, and like just by chance, like I'm so lucky this happened because it made it less awkward. Someone came up to me like, oh my god, are you the Wrestling Classic? Dude, I love everything you do for the page. And humbly, it happens a lot on these trips and stuff, which is great. But
cool.
Like, the chance of it happening at this moment was dope because I was like, okay, this gives me a reason to like be standing here and talking to someone.
Yeah,
also, like, I'm a very big like if someone's talking to me about like following me and supporting the page, like, I want to give them like proper time. Like, I don't want anyone to ever walk away and be like, wow, he's a douchebag in real life or something, you know? Like,
yeah, no, you don't want that.
Yeah. So like, you know, I'm having a good conversation with the guy. I'm just asking just like, you know, what he's looking forward to Survivor Series, and just like shooting the shit with him after we took a picture. But like the whole time from the corner of my eye, I'm like, Topanga. Right? Like, and then I see her walk by, and in the middle of my conversation with this guy, I'm like, hey, do you mind if we take a picture?
Aww.
Which is fine because I saw other people stopping her, so I'm like, it's not awkward. Like, people, like, I also could tell like maybe she was not about it right now because her kids are going crazy and want to. But she's like, yeah, for sure. And then we took a picture, And obviously, the guy that was talking to me, thank God he was old enough to also know who she was. So he took a picture, then he was thanking me. I was
No,
like,
old enough, yeah.
yeah, so he was even like, to me, like, yo, like, thank you so much for doing that. Like, that's so cool. I wouldn't even notice. Right? I was like, yeah, yeah. So, which made even better. So, this guy met me and then also got to meet Topanga because of me. So, like, sweet, not a douchebag. And then,
Oh.
and then my buddy took a picture, and then I made her laugh because I started talking about Dancing with the Stars, and I said something stupid because I always do. And then it was cool.
Aw.
And then I left. I'm like, yo, that was the highlight of my weekend. I'm like, I can meet any other wrestler right now, but meeting Topanga was the highlight of my weekend.
She looks
And
the
then
exact same.
yeah, and everyone was
Like,
excited. Like all my friends from back home that aren't like wrestling fans and stuff were like, "Oh my god, you met Topanga! Like
I
that's
didn't even
great."
see that. Did you post the photo?
Yeah, I posted it. I posted it
Okay.
twice because I posted on the Wrestling Classic initially, but then I want to do a post on my personal page, but I collabed with the
Nice.
Wrestling Classic. So then, and
I
then she
will
commented,
check it out.
and I think it's always so funny because like she commented, and I know it's just like it's just being cordial and being nice. Like it's not she didn't mean it that way, but I'm like just like she's like it was nice to meet you, and in my head I'm like you're fucking Topanga. It's not nice to meet you. It was me
That's
nice
pretty
to
cool.
meet you. It was
That's
nice to
letter.
meet you, Topanga. It was not nice to
Aw.
meet me. Like yeah,
Yeah, that's awesome
yeah.
though. Aw.
Yeah, but it was cool. So now I'm just trying to. It's probably not gonna happen, but I got in them DMs and I was trying to get her on this show and get to interview Topanga. But we're working on it.
Wow, but
We're gonna
that's
try it.
cool.
I hope it happens. But I shot my shot. I had to. I'm like now she knows who I am. So
Well, you're one step closer to getting to that.
yeah, let's get Topanga on the show. But that was my highlight of the weekend.
Hell yeah.
So
We both
so
got to
obviously I
meet
know.
our crushes, our
Yeah,
childhood
yeah. Look at that. Your childhood crush. You met Jeff. I met Topanga. You know, between
Yeah.
now I just gotta meet the Pink Power Ranger and Kelly Kapowski and
The pink Power
Oregon.
Ranger.
Yeah,
Oh,
what's her name? Something with Johansson,
I don't know,
something
but
like that.
every man,
Amy.
our age is obsessed with her.
She was the epitome of beauty at that point. Okay.
Yeah.
Is this freezing yet? No, we good.
No, we're good. We're not even
Okay.
lagging.
All right. But yeah, and then also as you get older, then it comes to like Megan Fox and Keira Knightley, and I also used to think Denise from the Cosby Show was really pretty. Now her daughter's pretty. But anyways,
Yeah, I can't remember.
what's her name? Something Kravitz's mom. Wow. I can't remember.
Kravitz.
She was in the Batman movie with Robert Pattinson.
Oh, yeah. Lemmy Kravitz's?
No, Lenny is a
Lenny?
daughter. Yeah, so
I don't
Lenny
even know.
Kravitz's daughter. I forget her name right now, which is so bad.
Yeah.
Her mom is Denise from the Cosby Show.
Oh,
When you Google a
crazy.
picture, but I thought she was really pretty when I was growing up and stuff. Anyways, I don't know why we're
Zoe
talking about childhood
Kravitz.
crushes.
Yeah.
Zoe
Thanks.
Kravitz's mom, and I forget her mom's name, but yeah. We should talk about Survivor Series. We should
Okay,
talk
let's
about,
talk about wrestling.
let's talk about wrestling. First things first, right off the bat, this is the question I was most excited to ask you. Comparing it to AEW's Blood and Guts, how'd you feel?
Well, okay. So there's two different things, positives and negatives, of course. The work, all these women in the WarGames match are like tip top, the greatest female wrestlers going of all
Yeah.
time right now. So everything was seamless. Everything was seamless. It was great to watch. From start to finish, is amazing. The only thing I thought was kind of humorous was when, I don't know, in WWE when they try to do like hardcore stuff. It's kind of like, I don't know. It's just I don't buy it.
It's
There
like
was
safe
one.
hardcore.
Yes, it's just like for me, it's kind of like, especially when there is a product like AEW out there that we're watching, like maybe just like I don't know, leave it to them or something, or like if you're gonna do it, just do it, But there was this one moment where Kyrie has a chain and they're chaining the girls together, and the chain is just loosely hanging off of them, and it's supposed to be this like, oh, we're hardcore, moment, and it's like, oh my god, this is. If I were to compare what I saw the other week at Blood and Guts and watch this, it's like, oh, that's I don't even really know what they were going for there, but I think they were trying to
Yeah.
be trying to get really hardcore in that moment, but I wasn't really buying it.
Which is like just a current modern era thing that like War Games needs to be like this hardcore weapon match when it never really like once again I'm just showing my age, but like never really needed to be.
Yes.
It's supposed to be like
It
you're
doesn't need
fighting
to
in
be
the
there.
cage. The cage is the weapon.
The
and
cage is the weapon.
maybe someone sneaks in a chair or something, or one person comes with a weapon. It doesn't need to be like
Yes.
we need to use weapons, we need to use chairs, we need to use tables and candlesticks. Like it's not necessary, you
It's
know?
not, especially if they're not using them the way you want to see them be used, the way they deserve to be used, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's kind of just like pointless and kind of like makes a joke out of it. I did like Rhea bringing. I thought it was cool when Io brought the lid to the trash can, and then Rhea brings the actual trash can with the kendos, and of course in the garbage bag or the clown style, bringing around the garbage bag full of weapons. I thought that was cool. Um,
Yeah, and I think that's part of it too. To your point, is like it also depends who's bringing the weapons. Like I believe Rio would come out with that stuff.
I
Io
exactly.
has the trash can thing on, and I do believe Becky would come out with some ammo because she's Becky, who's like heel Becky right now. That's gonna be like,
She's a
well, I'm gonna come.
huge shitty heel. Yeah.
Yeah, but for most of the other people, and a lot of them didn't. To be fair, like a lot of them didn't come out with weapons, each and every single person. But like Kyrie coming out with the chain was kind of like for what? Like
Yeah, and I don't really have. I have like that is just like me like reaching for something bad to say, or like you know what I mean. So
No,
like
but we were comparing
critiquing.
the two because like with
Yeah,
AEW, all the women came out with the weapon, but then you realize they end up using even Mercedes ended up using her belts in the table. Like everything kind of did end up
yeah,
playing a part.
yeah.
Um,
I just
but just
thought
like
the green
yeah,
chain that looked like plastic. I know it wasn't plastic, but it kind of looked like that. It kind of just looked corny and cheesy, and I didn't like that, and it was absolutely unnecessary because it wasn't. It just wasn't used. It wasn't given it what it deserved. If that makes sense.
and I like that. I understand that WWE likes the idea of someone having to either jump off the top or climb in, but I'm still
Mm-hmm.
going down the hill that the War Games cage should be closed. I
You
don't
think
care
so?
if someone. I don't care if someone climbs in or
Really?
like jumps off the top. And also, I think the EO spot is like it's. Oh, is this just gonna be a thing we have to get into War Games every time now that she jumps off with like a trash
I
can,
doubt
or is
she'll
this
do
the
it
last
again.
time?
This was just a
Cause
cool callback. She does a swanton instead of a crossbody this time. I thought it was
yeah,
cool.
and I think I read somewhere like she's. I might be right. Like she has been in like almost every War Games match in WWE. I think I believe, but
Yeah,
it's
I
just
think so.
like I don't like. It was great overall. Like once again, this what I will say about this match is what I said earlier, and that's what I want to talk about. Is like for me being the live in the crowd. Wait, I think I got a big win. Did I? Free 12 free spins. Okay, no,
Looks
12
like
free
you
spins.
did.
But I got free spins, so maybe this will be a big one. But I'll say this is that I being there live. If there's one thing I knew for sure, and I like that they didn't do the shark cages this year, and I don't know if that was a situation of there wasn't enough
Yeah.
room on the not enough room on the stage, or if they were just kind of because it's a baseball field and the stage and the ramp is usually a little bit smaller as it is.
Okay.
Maybe that was the reason. But the other reason I
Good
said why I
point.
feel like they didn't do it is because there is something more fun in getting a countdown and anticipating who's coming out next and getting that pop. And it works right
Mm-hmm.
now more than it would work maybe 2, 3 years ago because everybody is a star. There was a
Mm-hmm.
pop for Rhea. There was a pop for
Mm-hmm.
Io. There was a pop for Bex. There was a pop for even Nia. Like, oh no, like no, like whether it was boos, like everybody gets a reaction in this company.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why I still strongly
Little pause happening here. I'm gonna. Hello. Can y'all hear me? Are we good? Are we good?
we're clear.
I can see you now. Yeah, it's the game. I'm gonna get rid of the
Yeah.
sun situation.
It's just it's like following you no matter where you move.
I know. Oh, apparently I just made it worse. Okay. Anyways, yay. Okay. So
But
that
yeah, obviously
yeah.
like this obviously this pops everybody wants to see AJ Lee. They want to see Rhea Ripley. They wanted to see Io. And I think they did a really good job with because it was surprising too at one point because you're like, oh, Becky came out so early. You thought maybe they'd say Becky for last, this and that. They did a good job, like Charlotte coming out first with Asuka, and then I don't know. I think it was good. It was good overall, but there's something about me that's saying like maybe it wasn't even that good. Maybe I'm just delusional because it's filled with stars. But I'm like that's
No,
what a
it
lot of
was
wrestling
good.
was back in the day.
It was great. I loved it. Yeah, I thought it was
I
great.
think it was better than the men's for sure.
It was better than the men's. I fully agree. I was waiting for something crazy to happen in the men's. I'm like, well, if the women are gonna go off that hard and like, that big EO spot, like I figured the men would top it, and they didn't.
So I was
So
close but
they were
wrong.
okay.
Because I said the only way I see the babyface team falling apart was if like Oscar went to go missed somebody, but then said they got Alexa, and that got Rhea and Charlotte into like a fit or something like that. Instead, what we had was Oscar went to go missed Rhea, and Charlotte saved her. That Lash Legend got missed, which is a good way to take Lash Legend out of the picture without hurting her because she's new and you don't want her to look not strong yet. She just got here.
Yes. She also came
close.
in last, so she really didn't do much.
Yeah, and I think that was also like I don't know why that was, but I
Exactly what you said. That's why, because she's newer and she didn't deserve that. I mean, not saying she didn't deserve, but you know what I mean. She hasn't earned that spotlight yet to be in the cage for that long, and that's why Becky was in there the longest.
I think that order was great. I think the order
or one of the longest. She was in, yeah.
Yeah. The way they all came out was great, and it's just crazy. You know what? It's also crazy is that it's like underappreciated because she's like not in the WrestleMania commercial. Like Charlotte's in it, Liv's in it, Jade, Tiffany, Becky, and there's one more person I believe, Rhea. They're all in this commercial, right?
Yeah.
I think even Io's in it.
Io's in it. Yeah.
And I'm just like, do these people forget that Alexa Bliss is still so damn over? Both Raw and Survivor Series, Raw I watched it, but like even Survivor Series, like, yo, her music hits and the place goes nuts.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, maybe they'll start adding her to those vignettes then, because I noticed they kind of did that with the men too. There was like the round table, and there was a couple of seats open, and then eventually there's guys filling the seats. So that could be.
Has anyone new filled it? Did I miss that one in the men's? Is it still Brock, Punk, Roman, and Cody, or is it anyone else?
For what? Sorry.
For the men's.
No, that's it. I'm saying for the WrestleMania vignettes.
Yeah. No, but right now it's still the 4 guys, but there's room for more, you're saying.
Yeah, I thought there was there's like empty seats. I don't know. I thought that
No, you're not wrong. That might be a thing.
Yeah.
Like they added Liv to the women's and said you never know who might show up, right? So, and I think like, Seth would have been in that vignette if he wasn't hurt. I think that would have been the other major player, but who knows? Maybe they'll have like a Seth and a Logan or something because they like having Logan on posters to show like we got a celebrity guy. But but I don't know. I don't know. One thing I took away was that I'm like everyone's over in this match, and then you also forget just how over Alexa is sometimes. Because she like I don't know, she's really over. But it was a good match. I enjoyed it. I thought open the show. I always like think it's cool to see like wrestling happen out in the sunlight when it's still daytime, and it's like it's just a different feeling. Obviously, you want it to get dark before you get to darker characters. Like I remember WrestleMania 31, they did like Bray and the Undertaker like right before it got dark, and you're like, you could have waited till it was nighttime for them. But for the most part, like it's cool when people are like wrestling outside. Like it's just a real like I'm that kid that like Bash at the Beach when I was at Huntington Beach or Road Wild.
Yeah.
Not that I knew that it was making them no money or anything like that, just for the fact that like, oh, it's cool, it's outside. Like that's cool. Like you know what I mean? And the thing with baseball stadiums rather than football stadiums is that like especially this Petco arena, like the aesthetic of it all was like still kind of like the old school San Diego vibe. Like they still have that like brick and mortar building that's still connected to the venue that you can
You would have noticed that before because I couldn't tell.
And I just think I liked the, and I've been in a lot of, it's funny because I was joking with friends, I'm like, I'll know like specific arenas and stadiums, and it literally has nothing to do with football or baseball. It's because I went to a wrestling show there. They're like, oh, have you ever been to like a stadium? I'm like, oh yeah, I have. Oh, you seen the Cowboys play? No, I went for WrestleMania. Like,
yeah. Same. Yeah.
Like, oh, I know that stadium. Been there before. Well, like, whose concept? I'm like, no, SummerSlam. It's just it was a cool venue, man. It was a cool vibe, and I just like the aesthetic of it in the daytime. But it was a good match, and then it was followed by the big last PLE ever of the WWE's appointed greatest of all time, John Cena.
What storytelling? Oh my goodness.
Great match, great storytelling. I enjoyed it for what it was as a match. Still on the fence about how I feel about that being John Cena's last PLE match.
Why? Okay, yeah, why?
Just based off of like, you look back at this guy's career, it's almost like, okay, if this match happened a month ago on a PLE, still would have been fine with it. And I'm still fine with it, actually, to be honest with you. I don't mind it. I think you put Dom over, you elevated, Liv as a major player for the future. These are things John wanted to do. And I know it's not his last match at Saturday night's main event.
Exactly.
His last PLE, like, this probably should have been a spot where he probably should have wrestled AJ or something. This should have been a spot where he probably wrestled Orton or something.
Then how would he have been dropped? Like that, we knew that title needed to be dropped, though.
Yeah, no, I think he should have won the title before. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, I think it's like it's an AEW thing, right? Nothing's bad. The booking of it and the format of how it played out is like, okay. if I could rebook John Cena's last year, it would have played out differently. Is what I'm saying.
Interesting. Okay.
Would I have wanted him to put over Dom at some point during this year? 100%. Would I think it was a good idea for him to win the Intercontinental title, become a Grand Slam champion at some point? 100%.
But you think it should have happened earlier on?
A little bit earlier, like Clash of Paris or something, just because I don't. And if it was like a more serious situation with Dom, not that it wasn't serious, but it was a very gimmicky, run-in, ref bump, overbooked match in the best way possible. I love this type of stuff. I'm not even hating on it because I love overbooked chaos, like clusterfuck situation. But I just felt like, oh, this is like, like he left, and I felt like there was no like thank you Cena chance. There's no standing ovation. Like maybe this wasn't the city. Maybe this wasn't the what I'm like. Just something felt like, because at the end of the day, he beat someone or someone beat him, and they were happy he won, and they were happy Liv was back. More so overshadowed Cena being his last. You get what I'm trying to say? Now, if this happened a month before, cool. But if this is your last PLE and everything else around you, like Liv's return and Dom winning the belt back, overshadowed your last match, and maybe, to be fair, that's what Cena wanted. I was like, I'm leaving. This is what I want. Pass the torch, sure. But I don't know. I'm not even a Cena fan, and I'm saying that. But yeah.
I know. As he was going to the back, they really focused in on that moment of him like apologizing, and he had like a huge babyface moment there. So, I mean, I don't know. He still had his little moment, and the crowd was going bonkers for him still. But yeah, I don't know. I just love that moment with Liv was so. That's what stands out for me is like her that moment zooming in on her face. Her facials are so good. And
she's great. She's fantastic. She's grown so much, and she's so good. Before. Yeah.
I know she has really grown so much, and everything she did in that spot, that segment was incredible. Yeah,
because like, let's talk about it now, because I don't know if we're gonna be able to like just do it after. Raw was pretty much Monday Night Morgan. She's back from start to finish. This girl's running the show. She did the promo with the Judgment Day. She ran to Stephanie Vakir back in the backstage. Then at the end of the show, when the tag teams were all fighting, she was true to her word. Like, no, the Judgment Day is going to dominate regardless now. We're going to dominate Raw. So even though they had no real... Like, yeah, Raquel and Roxanne lost the tag titles to Alexa and Charlotte. And yeah, like, there was some inkling that they kind of want to go for it again. But there's also been inklings that Roxanne wanted to go after Maxine, or Roxanne wanted to go for Stephanie. So, like, that all being said, like, when they ran out there, I'm like, oh, this is like, no, the Judgment Day is running Raw. We're going to be part of everything. Yeah. And that cool little moment where, like, Roxanne, like, hesitantly was, like, handing Liv the belt. Like, no, you can have it. Like, I lost your belt. Like, you were champion when you got injured. And Liv's like, no, it's for you. Like, we're all on the same page. Like, I'm going after the big belt. It's like, okay, Liv's back, and she's a major player in the division right off the bat. She's great. But, like, she came out there, she punched Dom. Like, it was a perfect little setup. Like, went hugged Cena, did the Cena heel turn on Cena, where she did the hug and got serious. And
exactly. I love that. It
was full circle in that sense. But I don't know.
Yeah, I loved all the callbacks. And then how about that that Penta kind of moment. He goes up on the barricade for the Rana, and at first I had to rewatch that like 60 times before I realized, oh no, he's literally giving him a safe power bomb. That's on purpose. He's just pretending
that
like
happened. They even referenced on commentary like, this looks like what happened on Monday, like, and it was
Yeah.
so.
Ooh, how did that
And I
happen?
and without commentary, without hearing them say that, I actually thought he got hurt, like in the live crowd. Like, oh
I did
crap! Like
too.
I'm like, this would be really bad for Cena's last like PLE match. And, like the opponent just gets hurt, like
Well, at
you
first I
know.
didn't remember that this had already happened until he said on commentary, and like it's just happened last Monday.
Yeah.
But then once you watch it over, you're like, oh no, that's he put him into a power bomb. He's fine, it wasn't the same. Um,
And
but
then
yeah, I
Raquel
thought
and
that was
Roxanne.
very very
Yeah,
clever.
Raquel and Roxanne interfere, which I'm happy they like. This is the thing. Like a lot of people got to have a moment with Cena. Like Raquel got to have a Cena moment. Roxanne got to have a
Hmm.
Cena moment. Finn and JD got to have one last Cena moment.
Yeah,
Liv got to come out there and have a major Cena moment, pretty much screwing him in his last PLE, which adds to her like Liv Morgan will do whatever it takes to make sure Liv Morgan's on top. And it was all great. It's just when Roxanne and Raquel did that thing, and then the ref came in and he wouldn't count. That pissed me off because like that is
mm,
a bias. Maybe Becky Lynch was right about all these biased referees because regardless what you think, he had him pinned 1, 2, 3. He'll just cover. Like
yeah.
he refused to count. Like are referees allowed to refuse to count? At least do the count if he
What?
kicks out, then kick the people out. That is
Yeah,
crazy. It was
I
weird.
didn't I didn't notice that actually.
Watch it back. Roxanne and Raquel do the thing. The ref, then Dom runs in, hits a 619 splash, goes to the cover, and the ref says
Yes.
no. The ref says no.
Okay.
I'm not counting. And then he kills time, kicks out Roxanne and Raquel. But in my head, I'm like, you
Right.
still
Right.
should have
Right.
counted. Why at the end of the match, after Liv did what she did, and Liv threw your ring, then you decide it's okay to count. But when Roxanne and Raquel do the thing, you're like, I'm not counting.
Okay. I do have to
Yes.
watch that back. That's a good point.
There is a little bit of BS in this match with the
That's
referee.
some BS.
A
Okay.
little bit of Cena favoritism, and I've been saying this since 2007.
Oh my god.
But no, it was a good match. Overall, it was great. I just felt like maybe I don't know. I just felt like Cena's last PLE match. He had so many bigger opponents, and I now knowing that like he's either just gonna face Gunther or LA Knight in his last match. I'm
Mm-hmm.
kind of like I'm happy for Dom. I'm happy for Liv. I'm happy for Roxanne. I'm happy for Raquel. I don't know. It was just like underwhelming a little bit to me. I'm not mad at it though.
Okay.
Like
Wow. No, I have
if
one.
this even happened on Raw, I would have been better than like you remember how they had Raw and Boston Cena won the belt and then they had Raw the next week. I think it was in
Yeah.
Chicago or something. Like if this happened on the Chicago
Yeah.
Raw, I would have been okay with it if he had a bigger match at this PLE.
And then he faced somebody else at this one. Okay.
Yeah, it felt, and I'm not because I do once again I do think Dom should have been put over. I
I
do think
assume
all
that they wanted Dom because it's where he's from, San
San
Diego,
Diego.
right?
Yeah. I was shocked Ray
That's
never
who
came
knows.
out.
No, I actually thought Ray would definitely come out.
Like I saw him there. I saw him after the show. Actually, we were all
Really?
out, and like he was in town. He just, I mean, it is his hometown, I guess, but he just never came out. I don't know.
Hmm.
But that was that. Then Nikki versus Stephanie Vakir was a solid match. I think Nikki's trying to
Yes.
prove that she can hang, and fans are still giving her a hard time. Uh,
Giving Nikki Bella a hard time?
yeah, I feel like fans still give her a hard time, and I think she's like she's showing that she can hang with these girls, and they're still just,
What do they say? That she
she
can't work?
can't wrestle, she can't do, she's not up to par with these women, and I don't see
No.
that, to be honest. I see that she's fine. I think she's doing great, and
I thought
I
their
think she.
pacing
Hmm?
in that match specifically was outstanding.
Yeah.
And that's hard to do. I mean, and to say you're a shitty worker, but like you can have a perfectly paced match like that, you don't really know what you're talking about. So yeah, I thought she did amazing. I thought they have incredible chemistry. I thought it was a great match.
No, I agree, and I think like I don't know. I thought it was. I think because it was a 4 match card, people needed a match that they could even step out on, and I feel like they felt this was that match. But I feel like there wasn't a match you could step out on. I thought this was a solid match. I think it was a good show. I was actually down for Nikki to win and Stephanie winning the belt back, even though it was with
I
two
thought,
girls.
remember, I think we both thought Nikki might take it.
Yeah, which I thought would be cool. Even if like Stephanie won it back at Saturday Night's main event or something. Like I thought there'd be like a cool little switch here. But obviously they're building Stephanie to be like this really strong, unbeatable person right now, which is cool too. I don't know what's next for Nikki. With that being said, she
Yeah, I
looks
know,
great.
right? She looks incredible.
She did great, and it was in a way, like, because there's a fan base that just looks at her still as if like she's this model, a total divas reality star, or, she wanted to be I don't think any of that true. I think she is a Hall of Famer, which she is, and a legend. That it should matter that Stephanie beat her as much as it matters that Stephanie beats any other legend. You know, um,
Yeah.
Tiffany beating Trish is a big
Yeah.
deal, obviously, because Trish is a goat.
Hmm.
Stephanie beating Nikki should be important too. Maybe not the same level as Trish, but it still should be important. Like.
Yeah.
And I think it was. I think it was a cool thing for everybody there. And they got roots in San Diego too, the Bellas. So it's cool for
Okay.
them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that main event, men's war games, which was stacked, all-star war games. You knew it was going to be a big deal. You started with Punk and Braun, which now we know is going to be the big match on January 5th on Raw for the world title. Just quick shout out to Punk and AJ. They lost their dog Larry. He made a post about it earlier today. Which
Oh
we know how much
no.
Punk loves his dog Larry and
Oh, is
AJ.
that what the Larry's dog or Larry's dad jacket
Yeah,
he had?
yeah, because his dog is
Oh.
Larry, and he put up a post today about how Larry passed away either yesterday or earlier today, and
Oh
condolences to them, and
no.
nothing but love. He's been nothing but great to
Yeah.
me. Um, but that being said, the show started with Punk and Bronson or Braun. I want to say Bronson, Braun
Yeah.
Breaker.
Yeah.
You can't even say Bronson because of the Bronson in the match, so like it's like you can't really get him confused. It was
Yeah.
good. I enjoyed it. I thought it was a really good. It was a good like start. These guys were. It was a good match. It was like there's things you gotta question. Like it was in the being in the crowd and seeing it live and understanding the hype. Like, was it important for Jey Uso to run it back with his theme song in a War Games match and have a whole little party there? I don't know. Was it funny when Brock's music hit and he
What was
reacted?
that?
I don't know. I
I was like, wait, what? Is this a thing that happens in war games?
Yeah, like I'm not mad at it in any sense outside of the weird
I just don't get it.
yeah, I don't get it either. I don't
Okay.
I just I was there and there was hype and I had to sit there and be like
I'm sure in the
when
moment there
no
it
no
was
and
cool.
but I was also like, yo, this is War Games. Like and you guys are having a dance party until Brock came
Yeah.
out, which was like a cool funny transition. But then I was like, if we're already doing this and we're already effing around, then when Brock F5'd everybody and took everybody out, he should have been like, and they should have hit his music. And he should
That
have
would have
beat
been
it.
funny.
Because at that point, we've already lost the plot. So, like, just have fun
Yeah.
with it. But he didn't do that. But it was fine. It just felt like a lot of this match was more like what we said happened. There was too many egos in the men's babyface team, and they couldn't
Mm-hmm.
figure out who was captain. That ended up being their detriment. And I don't know. Then the masked man interfered, curb stomped Punk for them to lose, and he was not Seth. He did not look shaped like Seth. Did not even hit the move like Seth. It's not Jericho because the way that guy climbed the cage and hopped it that fast, I don't think it'd be Jericho.
I know. When I
No
read,
what?
like, before I had watched it and I read, like, oh, Jericho's back, Jericho. And I'm like, oh, shit, okay, let's watch. No, man, that is
Yeah,
not Jericho.
not no disrespect to Jericho. I can't even climb the
No.
cage that fast right now.
But, like,
That
that guy
man
just,
is young
like,
and hopped the fence like no
yeah,
biggie.
that guy is under.
Uh, yeah, and then it's like, and then like who do you think it is? Because there's obviously rumors and speculation of who it might be.
It's funny because I actually thought it might be Seth. I know he's injured, but, like, I thought, well, maybe he's good enough to come in and do that little bit. But, like, he's a curb stomper. I don't know. Like, I don't know who else it could be. Unless it's like a new person altogether. They're bringing in somebody that we don't, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
It
What do
could
you think?
also, and I was joking about him, like this also could be one of those whole like Black Scorpion situations, and I feel like they kind of did it with AEW with the Devil Mask thing with MJF, where like maybe
Yeah.
it's not actually the same person every time, but when they
Yeah.
reveal the person under the mask, it's gonna be revealed as someone who wasn't that person. Like maybe it'll be
That's so
revealed as
Jericho.
Seth, but it wasn't actually Seth that did the thing or something, or maybe it is Jericho, but it wasn't Jericho that actually did the War Game spot. But we'll never
Yeah.
actually know, right? Like you can get away with that.
Yeah.
But then it's like also there's been rumors for months, which is why everyone thinks it's Austin Theory that like Austin Theory's meant to be in the Vision at some point. Like, that was always the plan. So you sit there and you wonder, like, well, is it just Austin Theory? Is he going to join the Vision? Is this just become a group of young guys led by Paul Heyman? Maybe. Then I'm like, but
Yeah.
it does seem like a young guy, and they seem fast. I try to think of who's on NXT, and I'm just like, I don't know, like Javon Evans. It was too small to be Trick, but not as big as certain guys. And then it's just
I
like,
don't think it wouldn't be Javon Evans.
no, I don't think so either. I'm just trying to throw names out there, and then I'm trying to think like a
Yeah,
lot
yeah,
of
no, for
people
real.
thought the shape of the person and how he looked gave very Grayson Waller, but I'm like, he's already intertwined in all this New Day stuff that would be just so random.
That would be too random. He's not important enough right now to have such a moment like that and such a
No.
build. If anything, it could be Austin. It could be Seth or a fake Seth. Somebody playing Seth.
Yeah. But
I
then
don't
it's
know.
also like, why would Seth help them after they just took him out?
I
Even Braun
know.
kind of looked at the person like, huh, what?
It just the way he moved, I thought it looked like Seth. That's all.
No, they did a good job hitting the
But
kick in the crib stomp. Like those are Seth moves, but it's just like Seth hasn't. Oh, like once again, no disrespect to Seth. Seth also hasn't been that fast since like his first knee injury. Like you got what I'm trying to say,
yeah, I don't know.
like he's still good and he does all stuff.
Unless it's just like a total curveball.
Yeah, I don't think
It's
Seth
just a
has been
total
that
curveball,
fast
and
since
it's
like
just something we do not know.
yeah, like Dad bought Seth ain't moving that fast. So like I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very interesting to see what it is, but that's why they lost. And then we had this
It
really
is.
awkward, weird moment after the match where live in person we couldn't hear the audio of like this is the last time I team with you. Like we only like I don't know if you guys heard that on TV or if it was just a clip on social media, but it was
Which,
just like
sorry?
the whole part where Roman and Cody and Punk were just standing there and it seemed like there was tension between Roman and Cody. And I was like, was there
Uh-huh.
any point in this match where there was something that happened between Cody and Roman that I missed? Because why is Roman so mad at Cody?
Because because Cody hit Punk in the beginning by accident.
Did he?
In the very beginning, he backhands him. He doesn't know who's behind him. He thinks it's one of the other guys, and he backhands him and takes Punk out. And then Punk isn't able to
Oh.
perform to, you know, a 10 out of 10 for the rest of the match. He's like basically fucked up for the rest of the match, and he wasn't. And then he takes the pin. So.
Oh, okay. Because I was like, okay, so Roman helps Punk up, daps him up, and then is mad at Cody. And I
Yeah.
was just like, and I do remember the part where Cody and Punk kind of went face to face. I was like, what the F? But like, I was like, why is Roman mad at Cody? And why was he like trying to put the blame on Cody for
he says
everyone
at the
losing?
end, like, I'll never
Team with you again.
Yeah, I'll never team with you again. Just know that. So now, yeah, they got some major heat. But yeah, I thought it was like the very first thing that happened. Basically, once like there was a bunch of dudes in there, Cody hits Punk, and I was like, is this like finally Cody's heel turn about to happen? Are we like, is it finally getting to that place where we're ready to have that?
They always tease it. They always tease him losing his friends and about to lose his mind.
They have been teasing it a lot lately, very just like little sprinkles, but I hope that that's what this is leading into eventually. I think that would be interesting.
Yeah, I don't know, but like, I'll tell you what I do know is I do not want to see Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania again. Just yet. I'm not saying I don't ever want to see it in the future, but I definitely don't want to see it yet. Like I want Roman to face someone different. I want Cody to face someone different, and I want Punk to face someone different. That's granted. I don't mind seeing.
Maybe it'll be Punk and Rhodes.
Maybe any of those situations are fine. Punk and Rhodes, Punk and Roman's fine. I just don't want to see something we've already seen. Does that make sense? A problem that AEW is gonna have because they let us see everything in tournaments. I want to see a match we've never seen.
I know.
Whether it's Punk versus Rhodes, whether it's
so
Punk
right
versus
now
Roman,
it seems that
since he's been back, yeah.
Sure. It seems like Punk and Reigns are like homies at the moment, though. Yeah. So it seems, yes.
But that can always change.
So
Punk eliminates Roman in a Rumble, and Roman's mad or something. Like,
we got a couple months.
And honestly, the way things are looking, to be fair, is like I'm not even mad if we see Jay versus Roman at WrestleMania.
Okay.
Jay was upset, crashed out after losing the LA Knight. Really did use everything in his arsenal. Like that last little set where Jay hit the super kick and the splash, I was like, oh no, that has to be. And then LA Knight turned into a pin and won. Like, Jay crashes out, then he's leaving, talking to Jackie Redmond and Raw, and was all like, maybe Roman's right. Like the titles look better on him than they do on me. Like really losing his confidence. And we've seen for weeks now Jay battling the insecurities of like, I got to be more like Roman. It's not about friendship, this and that, and like Punk mocking me, like, am I dealing with Jey Uso or am I dealing with Baby Roman? Like, there's gonna be some point where Jay and Roman cross paths again. It's gonna be like, I don't know, because we haven't really seen heel Jay versus babyface Roman. It's always been heel Roman against babyface Jay. Maybe Jimmy's
that's right.
Now. I don't know, but maybe that's where we're going, and that's where that goes. And Cody just ends up beefing with, I don't know, Drew or a returning Jacob Fatu or something. I don't know. And then Punk does his own thing against a Braun or a Seth or something. I don't know. Like, maybe this is a WrestleMania where they all face younger guys. And, well, I guess Jay's not really younger, but you know what I mean?
I want to see more of Braun.
Yeah.
I love Braun right now. I want to see him.
His promo was so funny. Because as passionate and as good as it was, it also seemed like he started like losing his shit at the end. Like, it was, I have this. Like, but that's also just his character, I guess, right? He's great.
I think he's awesome. He's like probably my favorite right now.
And I'm also like, once again, I say this all the time, so it's redundant, and it never happens. So when it happens, I'm like, yes, I'm okay with Braun beating Punk on January 5th. And Punk maybe having to win it back for WrestleMania or whatever. I'm okay with short, quick title reigns or like people getting an opportunity to win it just for like shock factor and whether they hold it. Like, let Braun win. Let him beat Punk. Why not?
Yeah.
Let him be the world champion. Maybe
I agree.
The world champion if Seth returns. It's Braun and Seth at WrestleMania. And Punk does something else.
That would be so cool.
I don't know who Punk would face that would be important, but you could get away giving us Punk versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania and people would be happy.
Oh my god. I would. I doubt that's not going to happen. But
no, but that would be great. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, you could get away giving us
that would be great.
You could get away with giving us Punk versus Brock at WrestleMania and people will be happy. Punk doesn't need to walk into WrestleMania the world champion, He just doesn't. Yeah,
I don't want to see Brock anymore at all.
I was about to say, Brock is the most polarizing figure in that company now because there's a group of people that absolutely love him. There's a group of people that absolutely despise him and think he's a dirtbag. And then I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't have an opinion on it. I've never in my entire life ever been a big Brock fan. Like, even going back to 2003 and all those years, like, I get him and I understand that he's a monster and a beast. And there is a moment of like when that you're like, oh shit's about to go down. But outside of that, like, if Brock did retire,
we're just about to see 20 F5s and then he leaves and then that's it.
No, like if Brock didn't come back, like it didn't change anything for me, like.
I know.
It's just he's such.
It was kind of funny to have him in WarGames. I didn't hate that, but yeah, I just wish he could bring more to the table.
I just wish there was like, I don't know what his purpose is anymore. Like, to be Heyman's secret
I don't know
heavy.
either. I think they're doing him a favor and taking him back.
Like, and honestly, to be fair to his, but like for him to be happy, like he seems like he's just having fun now. I feel like ever since like 2021 or like ever since that whenever he lost to Drew in the pandemic, when everyone thought he was gonna retire then, and he even said, "No, I think I'm done." Every time he's come back since then, it's just to have fun and make money. Like he's just having fun and collecting a fat paycheck. He doesn't even care. Like
yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But that's it. We could talk about Raw, but like we pretty much touched on all the major parts that happened during Raw. Io and Rhea trying to go after the tag titles. Charlotte and Alexa were the previous champions. And like, what's that all about? Nothing too. Like we talked about Monday Night Morgan. We talked about the Judgment Day. We talked about Jey Uso. Oh, they kind of teased Natty showing up. Like,
there's some heat.
Natty. Like,
oh my god.
Low-key legend Natty showing up.
Yeah, I loved that. You're talking about that vignette, right? With
Maxine.
Her
training.
Her her student. She was just pure Stu Harding it in the dungeon. That was pretty cool.
And then everyone that's been following Natty on the Independence has been seeing this low-key Natty, which is crazy to say. Everyone following Natty on the Independence, like, this long-term, long-tenured WWE superstar has just been working, Bloodsport and I guess Triple A is part of WWE, but like other shows as an entirely different character than she's been portraying on WWE.
I know. I love it. I want to see more of it. I think she's just so confident in that character as well, and it's yeah. I love to see it. I loved that like yeah.
Yeah.
As she gets older, she's becoming Stu.
No, she is.
Yeah, it's awesome.
But that seems to happen with a lot of the hard
I love
kids.
to
They
see
get
it,
older and they become Stu.
They become curmudgeons and they just want to beat people up.
They talk like the other accent. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ray and Logan.
But then there's some heat
with who?
With Charlotte and Rhea as well.
Yeah, because they did the team. They won the war, but now it's like, hey.
During their match.
Was it legitimate, you think?
Well, they had the tag match against Rhea and Io against Charlotte and Bliss. And at one point, Rhea knocks Charlotte off the apron on accident, but does it and it hurts her, and she's like, "What the fuck did you just do? What is going on?" And Rhea's just like, "Oopsie." So there's the heat is building again between those two. So they're kind of being cunty towards each other now.
I feel like we're getting.
They're not playing.
No, like now it's back. Like we teamed up, we trust each other, and now we're back to it's competitive between us again. And I do think this is gonna end up being like a 4-way tag team women's division situation. It's gonna be Roxanne Raquel, Io and Rhea, Charlotte and Lexi, and the Kabuki Warriors. And then I forgot even Bailey and Lyra are involved. So maybe it's a gauntlet. I don't know, but there's a lot going on there. Then we had Ray get approached by Logan. We had Logan officially introduced as a member of the Vision. Paul Heyman made it official, saying that Logan Paul fits his vision. There's just we had Liv Morgan approach Stephanie Bakir. We had Adam Pearce trying to figure out who the mystery man was. It was a pretty stacked Raw developing for the future episodes. So even though it might have felt a little lackluster, at least there was a lot of development in storylines and character stuff. We lost Tara. I don't know where Tara went. But that all being said, I'm probably going to wrap this up as it is, because that is our episode this week for Bell to Bell, recapping Survivor Series and everything that went down. And if you haven't already, check out Jackpot City, check out jackpotcity.com. Have some fun, play the games. They are a lot of fun. I'm going to figure out the streaming situation where I can play the games to share with you a little bit better, hopefully by the next episode. But check out Jackpot City. Follow us on Bell to Bell on YouTube. Follow us at Bell to Bell on Instagram. There's a playlist on the homepage of the Wrestling Classic page where if you can't find the Bell to Bell channel, you can find it there. Watch the videos. Subscribe. There's some new videos where we talk about Tony Khan. We talk about CM Punk and AEW with me and RV that were put up recently. Obviously, this full episode will be released on there as well, plus some more clips. But make sure you're following us on YouTube and make sure you're following us on Instagram. There's clips on Instagram as well. Follow the Wrestling Classic. Check out all my casual conversation interviews. There will be a vlog from Survivor Series coming soon where me and RV will be talking about our entire trip and everything that went down. I just interviewed Ariana Grace and Stax and released that. It was picked up by Newsweek, so make sure you check all that. I have interviews with David Otanga, Wheeler Yuta coming out soon, and much, much more. So keep doing the thing. Follow the Wrestling Classic. Follow Tara Zepp at Villain Tara Zepp. See when she starts wrestling again, and if she's booked in your town, make sure you go see her. Everyone keep doing the thing, and I think we'll see you all next time, and hopefully we'll be a little bit more excited to see what's happening for Cena's last match by the next episode. We'll see what happens on Friday. Keep doing the thing, and then I'll keep doing the thing, and we'll see you all later.